Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Not hashtag Davis Nation anymore, but hashtag Strings Nation because of my recent nuptials. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my first video of the 2025-2026 school year, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Q&A and just kind of a little talk and share session. Let's jump right in, guys. In last week's Sunday update, you guys were given an opportunity to ask me different questions. I broke it up into a couple categories. First, I'm going to start talking about high school, then some fun stuff, life, and then some music. Here we go. So, high school. First question comes from Emma from middle school. She asked, was I ever first chair in high school? I was first chair in high school. I worked really hard to beat the other kids for seating auditions because I just wanted to be better than them, and so I was, and I did. And then Tess from the high school asked me about extracurriculars in high school. I was in FBLA, which is Future Business Leaders of America. I was also in orchestra. I was in Black Culture Club, and I did a little bit of outside school volunteering. So all fun stuff. Okay, so let's talk about some fun questions that people sent in. So one question came from Niv, who is a junior in the high school program. She asked, do I believe rosin-eating zombies exist? I think they do exist. They exist in my mind, at least. Layla, 8th grader in middle school, she asked, did I ever break an instrument? No, I've never broken an instrument, but I have forgotten my instrument before. That's never been fun. Peyton, 6th grade viola student, one of my new students, asked, how many times have I won a competition? Honey, a lot. All I do is win, no matter what. Let's see. Eli, he asked from high school. Eli is a freshman at the high school, plays viola as well. He asked, if you would do any other occupation besides be a teacher, what would it be? And if I couldn't be a teacher, there's like two parts. So if I couldn't be a music teacher, I'd be a history teacher. I absolutely love history, everything about it. But if I couldn't be like a teacher at all, I would be a hairstylist because I love to change up my hair. I love a good look, honey. So all those things are great. And I think it would just be awesome to learn more about different textures of hair, different styles, how to properly maintain them, all kinds of great things. And then let's see, Allie Burnett has some really fun questions. She's from the high school. She asked, did I ever have any childhood pets? I did have a childhood pet. I had a cat named Rusty, and then I had a cat named Precious. And Precious, she was with us in my family for a very long time. And one day, she's very old. One day we came back home from school, and she was just on the carpet and she looked like she was dead. I was very scared, and come to find out, she had passed. And it was kind of traumatic. I think it's traumatic when your pet dies anyway. So I don't know. It was very like disheartening. And so I actually composed my first piece of music for my cat named Precious, and we had a funeral for her, and it was very touching, and I got to express myself through song, and I played on my violin, and I invited my whole family to the funeral. My uncle ain't want to come, my brother ain't want to come. He like, why are we having a funeral for a dead cat? Just insensitive. So yeah, there's that. Those were some really fun questions. Okay, more fun questions. The next one's not really fun, but I think kind of inspiring. One of my new students, who is also a violist in the middle school, 6th grader, named Adia, she asked me, did I ever feel like quitting? Yes. yes. I think a lot of musicians have felt like quitting. Being a musician is difficult. You are so critical of yourself. what you look like, what you're playing, when you're playing, of course, what you sound like, how other people feel about you. And when I feel like I want to quit, now at least, when I feel like I want to stop or I'm having a really bad day, I have some scrapbooks that I take a look at from that contains lots of notes that parents have given me, that my former students and my current students have given me, that are inspirational and that just help me lift me out of my funk. Because trust me, I do get in a funk sometimes. Y'all will put a sister there, okay? And I have felt like quitting. Last week at orchestra rehearsal, I actually did kind of quit a little bit. I walked out because the music was just so hard, just beyond what I felt I was capable of. And I just felt like our conductor was just giving us things that we were not able to do. And I talked to him about it a little bit. He hasn't really responded back to me, but I'm hoping he does, because I'm like, I can't play this. This is too hard. This is beyond the scope of what I can do, what I have time for. So yesterday, actually, I spent almost 2 hours practicing my violin and really trying. And when I sat there and I actually took the music apart, I was able to get it better. So I feel slightly better getting ready to go into orchestra rehearsal for this coming week. But yeah, I was ready to give up and I was ready to quit. But you have to stop, take a break, then kind of give yourself a pep talk and pull it back together, and then you usually feel better. But quitting is something you never really want to do, but I have felt that before. Y'all don't quit though, ain't no need. I was asked also by Allie, student from the high school program now, 9th grader, about my style with my clothes. And so I took you guys on a little tour of my closet. Let's go. This is my style. All black. That's my wig for the concert. My color clothes are in order. And then this is a cute little area in my closet. Makeup. Some fun stuff. I don't even know what's in here. More organized things. Drawer of things. More black. Some colors. Beautiful flowers. My candy corns. Perfect. Work clothes. Did you know what my style is? This is my style. All black, all black, all black, all black. So, a few updates. As many of you know, I recently got married. My new middle name is Davis. My new last name is White. And it was a lot of fun. So far, married life is okay. I just cook a lot more and do a little bit more cleaning. All right, so I finally have him here, Mr. White, my husband. Here he is. Say hello to the followers.
Hello, everybody.
This is my husband, Antoine. He's a silly guy, but they say opposites attract, and I definitely think that is true. All right, he's got to go now, guys. He's going to keep being silly. And here we are at the courthouse. We got married in June. I didn't even know I was getting married. We've been together for a while, 8 years. And remember, just because y'all didn't know I had a man doesn't mean I ain't have one. It just meant I didn't feel like telling y'all about it. But marriage is such a public thing that now everybody knows because my last name has changed, and there are rings. So this question from Niv: how does it feel to be married? Feels pretty cool so far, and I hope that we stay married for a really, really long time. Let's get back to other stuff. All right, so some more life questions. Life questions. Okay, so this next question comes from Suhana, a ninth grade student at our high school, plays violin. She asked, where was my first job and was it related to music? So, my first job was not related to music, and my first job was actually as a camp counselor. And I started being a camp counselor when I was like 14 and 15, and summer when I was 16 in New Jersey. It was for a special needs camp. Had lots of fun. At that camp, I think I really started to understand people more, and children and people with just different needs, not necessarily physical disabilities, but just people in general. And I was like, maybe I am a people person. So that was cool. It was not related to music at all. The only jobs I've ever had related to music have been like my professional job now as a music teacher for 20 years. Next question about life comes from Maddie from the middle school. She asked, how long have I been playing the violin? Well, Miss Maddie, I've been playing the violin for a long time, girl. I've been playing the violin for 34 years, so nearly all of my life. I started playing the violin when I was in third grade in elementary school in New Jersey. And a lot of people have asked, why did I choose the violin? Well, it just seemed really cool. I knew that you could stay after school. I knew that you got snacks, and some of my other friends were doing it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to sign up. I gave my grandmother the paper, and she said, sure, Krisha, if you want to do this, that's fine with me. And the rest is really history. I just was in it. Let's see. Next life question comes from Tess, a cello student at the high school. She asked, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of career advice at the age of 18, what would it be? Such a deep and thoughtful question, Tess. Thank you for that. If I could give myself one piece of career advice, it would be to save my money early, like from my first job, my very first job, when I was back when I was a camp counselor at age, 14, 15, just a young chap. Yeah. Yeah. That would be my career advice, I think. Yeah. My other regular life advice would be try not to get no student loans, because the student loans are the devil. All right, we're back now, and we're on to some music questions. Everyone likes to talk about music. This question comes back from Niv, a senior at Hanover High School. She asked, would I rather play classical music or jazz music? I'd definitely rather play classical music. I love everything about classical music. I think it's really cool. And I missed this one. It's still about music. This question also comes from Suhana. She asked, what was my major in college? My major in college was instrumental music education. And that basically means that I am certified to teach instrumental music, meaning I can teach band classes as well, from pre-K all the way through 12th grade. Now, can I really teach a band class? Probably not, but I'd be able to teach them to get by for a little bit. But wind instruments and string instruments are two completely different type of instruments. So yeah, my major was music education. So I have a bachelor's in music ed, and I also have a bachelor of science a master's in science. I have a arts administration degree from Drexel University, and my undergrad is Virginia State. Go Trojans. And let's see, Hannah Houston asked me, about music. Why did I choose the violin? I really didn't have any rhyme or reason to choose the violin. Like I said previously, the paper came around and you could choose to be in orchestra, and I just circled violin. It was the most popular instrument, and I just went with it. And I really like to play the violin. It's a pretty sweet instrument. Let's see, this next one comes from Hannah at the high school, freshman violinist. She asks, what's my favorite part about teaching orchestra? My favorite part about teaching orchestra probably has to be the final aha moments, when all of you finally have some kind of breakthrough. You really get it. And while I like to think that I teach orchestra, and I do, I really I don't teach orchestra. I teach people. I teach people so many different things. I teach you how to play the cello. I teach you how to conduct yourself in a professional setting. I teach people how to be independent. I teach people how to be leaders. I teach people, and the tools that I use just happen to be string instruments. Truly, the best part about being a teacher is the relationships that I build with my students, and especially the long-lasting ones. And not every single one of my relationships gets a chance to truly blossom because so many people, we talked about this already, quit. They give up early because playing an instrument is hard. It takes time. Gosh, it takes time. It takes discipline. It takes patience. And those long-term relationships and those struggles you have at the beginning, you're not always going to have them. They pass. They pass. You just have to give it time. Give it time, guys. Don't stop. Just give it time, okay? Just a few more questions to go. Don't want to make this video too long because we know how short people's attention spans are. Who knows if you even made it this far. Ellie from middle school, she asked me what's one of the hardest songs I've ever played. And she also asked me if I could play it for you guys. First off, no, I can't play it. It is a piece called Zinguinereisen by Pablo Sarasate. And I started learning it in high school, end of high school, and I worked on it through college, and I just never got it. It's a beast, man. It's so tough. I can't play it. Let's say I can't play it yet. How about that? I probably can play it. I just need a lot more practice. One of my new cello students from the middle school, Lila, she's a sweetheart. She asked me, how can I teach all the instruments in one class, but they're all different? Well, Lila, that's a great question. First, because I know how to play all the instruments, and secondly, because there's an art to teaching like an instrumental class. You know, even though all the instruments are different and we read in different clefs, you have to be able to understand the music. And like I said, I'm really not teaching the instruments. I'm teaching the people. Like, I'm teaching you how to be able to do something really cool. And I went to school. I was taught how to play it, and so other people taught me, and now I teach you. And let's see, we have another really great question. I think this one is what we're going to end on, and this comes from Miss Maddie and Tess, and it was, what made you want to be a strings teacher? So what made me want to be a strings teacher? My strings teacher in high school and middle school. Her name is Karen West. Her old name was Karen Harmelin. Yes, I went through a name change when I was in school as well. And I was like, no, my teacher got married. I have to remember a whole new name. This is going to be so hard for me. I never really thought about my teacher. It's hard for me to remember that my new last name is White. But yes, my teacher, she was a gem. Man, oh my gosh, she was phenomenal. She's retired now, but she worked so hard for us. I could see it every day. She was passionate about playing the violin. And when I was really bad, I was just garbage, right? I just didn't practice. I was just in strings just to be in strings because my friends were in strings. We got out of school. We had snacks. Then one day we had a concert and my grandmother dropped me off. We had a huge orchestra. And then I asked her at the end of the concert, grandmother, did you see me up there playing? We were working on some really tough music. I don't know what it was, but I was up there. Did you see me? Did you hear me? And then she has the nerve to say, Krisha, I didn't see you. Were you even up there? I was like, yeah, I was in the back. And she was like, oh, that's why I didn't see you. Excuse me? Pearls clutched. I was in 7th grade. Talk about, I didn't see you. You was in the back. Child, don't you know, the very next day, I told my orchestra teacher that, Mrs. West, and she was like, well, Lucretia, if you would practice, you wouldn't be in the back and you could move up in seats. You have to practice. Now, what are you going to do? She was just blunt with me. And I was like, can I get help? And she was like, yes, I'll help you. And then it was like, boom, I started practicing. I asked for help. I came after school. I came before school. I started to play my violin. I played my violin so much, my grandmother had to make me go to bed. Like, I wanted to play the violin. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be at the top. I was just in it at that point. And for a very vain reason, I wanted to be seen, okay? And not only was I seen after that concert, in my grandmother's eyes, I was seen in my eyes. I was heard by my teacher. I heard my own voice, and my teacher inspired me so much, and I just wanted to be like her, and I'm so grateful for her. And she is 81 years old, and I just recently had the opportunity to talk to her and have a conversation with her. And I didn't want to start my 20th year teaching, which is this year, without talking to her, because she was so special to me. And we talked on the phone the first week of school, a few weeks back in August, for 2 hours, just about this and that, about school, about her life, about my life, about where we were. She loves my orchestra programs, loves what I'm doing, and it has been such a blessing to know her and to know that she's inspired me. And I hope I am inspiring many of you, not necessarily to become a strings teacher, but to become the best at whatever it is your life may take you through. Just know, don't give up on yourself. Stay steadfast and strong. Be willing to take risk. Be willing to take mistakes. Be willing for somebody to say that you're bad, that they can't see you, that you're back there, you should be over here. Whatever it is that motivates you to do better, and just continue to be higher and higher. My teacher was great, and I loved her for it. And the other teacher who really inspired me to want to teach was my fourth grade teacher, Miss Walker. Man, you couldn't tell Miss Walker nothing. Miss Walker was fly. Her hair was always so cute. She was actually the first Black teacher that I had, and that made me really happy to see someone like me in that field, know that I can do it. And she was powerful. She didn't take no mess from not a single person. She said what she meant, and she was a sweetheart at the same time. Those two people, Mrs. West and Miss Walker, they are who I model my teaching after. I strive to be fair. I strive to be stern, but I'm always going to be fair. I'm always going to tell you like it is, but I'm a sweetheart. I love to have fun, just like my teachers did. And I hope you made it through this whole Q&A, and I hope the questions were fun. You guys, they were questions that you wanted to know. Just keep playing, keep being great. All right. I love teaching. It's super awesome. I hope I will be able to have you guys in my class for many, many more years. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being one of my students. Make sure you share, like, comment, subscribe. Do all of the things. Deuces.